Welcome to Global Facts. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. Why are there not more people talking about how a single trade dispute can shake the entire avocado industry? In the intricate ballet of global trade, few products have captured the world's appetite quite like the avocado. More than just a fruit, it's a cultural icon and a multi-billion-dollar industry. This green gold travels thousands of miles to land on our breakfast toast and in our guacamole bowls. But today, October 8, 2025, a regulatory dispute in Asia is sending shockwaves through this network. Taiwan has closed its doors to US-grown avocados, citing health concerns over trace metal content. California growers are left scrambling, facing financial losses and a potential shift in the global avocado trade. This standoff is unfolding amid global economic anxieties and rising protectionism, making every trade dispute more consequential. For American farmers, it's a direct threat. For Mexico, a golden opportunity. For consumers, a wake-up call about food safety and supply chains. The journey of a single fruit now stretches from California orchards to Asian ports and the negotiating tables of Washington and Mexico City. The US-Mexico avocado trade is a $2.5 billion powerhouse, fueling not just grocery store shelves but also the livelihoods of thousands on both sides of the border. Every year, millions of avocados make their way from Mexican orchards to American kitchens, making this fruit a staple in everything from guacamole to toast. This thriving industry is built on both cooperation and competition, with each country relying on the other for economic growth and stability. As American demand soared over the past few decades, Mexico, blessed with ideal growing conditions and a year-round harvest, became the indispensable supplier, outpacing all other countries. But this partnership is fragile, shaped by shifting policies, economic pressures, and even political tensions. Imports from Mexico have faced suspensions over documentation issues, pest concerns, and even threats to US inspectors, causing uncertainty for everyone involved. Each disruption sends price spikes through US supermarkets, leaving consumers frustrated, while Mexican farmers face anxiety about their future and financial stability. The California Avocado Commission works tirelessly to promote domestic fruit, but struggles to compete with Mexico's massive scale, lower costs, and established export networks. US rejections of Mexican avocados, though often justified by quality standards, highlight the power imbalance and Mexico's vulnerability in this trade relationship. This history explains why Mexico is now aggressively diversifying exports to Europe and Asia, seeking resilience and new opportunities beyond the US market. Now, with US growers facing rejection in Taiwan, the tables have turned, a stark reminder that no market is guaranteed and that global trade can shift quickly. In global trade, every relationship is vulnerable to disruption, whether from politics, pests, or shifting consumer preferences. The current crisis is a mirror image of past frictions, underscoring the need for adaptability, innovation, and open communication between trading partners. The avocado saga is a lesson in the risks and rewards of international dependence, reminding us that behind every fruit is a complex web of people, policies, and global connections. At the center of this international standoff is cadmium, a substance that has become a flashpoint in the global avocado trade. Cadmium is a naturally occurring heavy metal, found in the Earth's crust and present in varying amounts in soil and water around the world. Taiwan's FDA recently blocked shipments of US avocados after detecting cadmium levels that exceeded its exceptionally strict 0.05 parts per million limit. The rejected fruit, which would be considered safe by most international standards, was either destroyed or sent back, an expensive setback for American exporters and a blow to their reputation. Taiwan's uncompromising stance isn't aimed specifically at the US. It's deeply rooted in public health concerns, especially given the population's high rice consumption and already elevated baseline cadmium exposure. The policy is applied consistently. Taiwan has rejected food products from a range of countries, not just the United States, whenever they exceed the set cadmium threshold. For American avocado growers, cadmium is simply part of the natural environment, especially in California's volcanic soils, where the element is more prevalent. Its presence in avocados can fluctuate widely from one orchard to another, making it nearly impossible for producers to guarantee that every shipment will comply with Taiwan's low threshold. This is more than a trade dispute. It's a fundamental clash between the unpredictable realities of natural science and the unwavering demands of regulatory policy. U.S. producers now face a challenge that isn't about food safety, but about meeting a uniquely strict and uncompromising standard that few other markets require. The impasse underscores just how complex and fraught global food trade can be, where science, policy, and economics collide. For now, American avocados remain effectively locked out of the Taiwanese market, leaving consumers and producers alike feeling the impact. The rules are clear, and Taiwan is unwavering in its commitment to protecting public health, no matter the international pressure. In April 2025, Taiwan intercepted nearly 3,800 kg of U.S. avocados, triggering strict inspection protocols for future shipments. This single event sent shockwaves through the entire export industry, as authorities ramped up scrutiny, and exporters braced for more rejections. The financial loss was immediate, with entire shipments lost and exporters facing costly delays. For many, the sudden halt meant not just lost revenue, but also wasted product and mounting uncertainty about future business. The detected cadmium levels, 0.08 to 0.12 ppm, are far below World Health Organization safety thresholds. In fact, these levels are considered safe by most international standards, and similar produce is routinely accepted in markets worldwide. The California Avocado Commission insists the fruit is safe, but Taiwan's law is what matters. Their appeals to science and global best practices have so far failed to sway local regulators. This is less about health risk, and more about compliance with a local regulation far stricter than global norms. For exporters, it's a frustrating reminder that science and policy don't always align. The lack of harmonized standards is the real issue. What's safe in one country can be banned in another. This patchwork of rules creates confusion and risk for global food trade. The chilling effect is real. U.S. exporters now face a high-risk gamble with every shipment. Each container sent could mean profit or total loss, with little warning. Many may pull back from Taiwan entirely, rather than risk further losses. The uncertainty is simply too great for many small and medium growers to bear. For a perishable, high-value crop, uncertainty is devastating. Avocados can spoil quickly, and every delay or rejection means more fruit wasted and more livelihoods at risk. The once promising U.S.-Taiwan avocado trade is now frozen. What was a growing market has become a cautionary tale for exporters everywhere. Without regulatory change, the market may be lost for good. The longer the standoff continues, the harder it will be to rebuild trust and trade ties. The science says safe, but the law says no. Until the two are reconciled, growers and exporters remain caught in the crossfire. The gap between the two is costing U.S. growers dearly, threatening not just profits, but the future of their farms and families. For California's family farms, Taiwan's ban is a direct hit. These growers, producing 90% of U.S. avocados, now face a surplus and falling prices at home. Industry leaders argue cadmium is a natural occurrence, and testing every fruit is impractical. Despite rigorous U.S. safety standards, random sampling by Taiwan can doom an entire shipment. The economic pain is immediate lost export revenue, unrecovered shipping costs, and a flooded domestic market. Already squeezed by drought, labor costs, and imports, growers now face a new crisis. Diplomatic efforts are underway, but solutions are slow and uncertain. California farmers must decide, invest in meeting Taiwan's standards, or pivot to new markets. Building new trade relationships takes time, and there's no guarantee of success. The industry is in limbo, forced to adapt or risk further decline. The future of U.S. avocado exports hangs in the balance. As U.S. avocados are blocked, Mexico seizes the moment. Years of market diversification now pay off, as Mexican exporters fill the gap in Taiwan and beyond. New trade deals with Europe, Canada, and Japan solidify Mexico's status as the world's avocado superpower. While U.S. growers scramble, Mexico's branding and reliable supply chain win new customers. Every Mexican shipment to a former U.S. market shifts the balance of power in North America. For Mexico, it means more revenue, stability, and global influence. The trade vacuum accelerates Mexico's ascent. The avocado is now a symbol of Mexican economic strength. Experts say this is a classic clash of risk philosophies. US and WHO use a risk-based model, what's safe for consumption, while Taiwan uses a hazard-based model. Any excess, no matter how small, means rejection. Industry leaders call Taiwan's rule a non-tariff trade barrier, arguing it blocks reliable US exports. Economists see Mexico's success as the result of years of diversification and quality improvements. Mexico is now the world's avocado supplier, not just America's. Public health advocates meanwhile applaud Taiwan's precaution, urging US producers to invest in soil remediation. The debate shifts. Should standards be harmonized, or should producers adapt to the highest bar? The onus is on both regulators and growers. The avocado dispute is a microcosm of global food trade tensions. This avocado dispute is entangled in the broader geopolitics of 2025. The US seeks stronger Indo-Pacific alliances, but trade friction with Taiwan complicates diplomacy. President Trump's tariff strategy risks escalating a regulatory spat into a trade war. Protectionism can backfire, hurting US producers and opening doors for rivals like Mexico. For Mexico, diversification means leverage and autonomy in global negotiations. The avocado becomes a tool of soft power, boosting Mexico's international standing. The incident exposes the fragility of global supply chains in an era of nationalism. Food security and national security are more connected than ever. The avocado standoff leaves the world at a crossroads. Diplomacy, not retaliation, is needed to resolve the US-Taiwan impasse. For California growers, it's a painful lesson in the risks of relying on a single export market. The lack of harmonized food safety standards creates confusion and conflict. International bodies must work toward a unified framework that balances science and public health. Mexico's success proves the value of diversification and global branding. The avocado's journey is about more than trade. It's about the forces shaping our food system. As consumers, our choices matter. As citizens, our understanding is crucial. The fate of the avocado reflects our interconnected world. The conversation about food, trade, and standards is just beginning.